Hello everyone. I welcome you all to the 31st module on the counseling abused children, victims of physical, verbal and sexual abuse. And this is the first video of the module. Child abuse, also known as child maltreatment. It occurs when any harm is done to the child intentionally. The harm or mistreatment by a caregiver, whether they can be parents or any other person, hurts a child physically or emotionally, or when the child's body and feelings are hurt, it can be termed as abuse. Both boys and girls can be the victims of child abuse and maltreatment. Any single sign of maltreatment is not termed as abuse, but it is the mistreatment happens repeatedly again and again, then it is termed as child abuse. Child abuse and maltreatment has many forms like physical, verbal, sexual, emotional and neglect of a child by the caregiver. Well, child abuse is a serious issue not only in our country but across the world. Every society is affected with it. It is shocking to see that the numbers of reported abuses against minors in India and the US and other countries as well. Especially sexual abuse that were committed by employers, co-workers, family members and friends or any person who is known to the victim. The matter of concern is that the shocking numbers are the reported cases, but there can be many more which are not reported or does not even come to the notice of any elders. It happens at every level of the society, irrespective of the socio-economic status, educational level and occupational level. The child who is a victim of abuse may grow up to be an unhealthy adult as they suffer from severe health and emotional difficulties and problems. Recognizing, helping, preventing and reporting suspected child abuse is essential because its effects are long-term and has been a bearing on all of us as a society. Hence, it is very important to understand child abuse or maltreatment and its effect. In this module, we will learn about the child abuse and its forms, its effects, the role of school counselor in identifying and providing services to the victims of child abuse. The learning objective of this video is to understand what is child abuse and its various forms. Now let us see about child abuse. Child abuse is harming the child physically, verbally, emotionally or sexually. It can be any type of ill treatment, maltreatment, neglect or deprivation of the child from the basic needs or the felt needs. Recognizing or identifying a child who is abused or at risk can be a difficult task because a child may not speak about the abuse. Physical abuse which are visible and obvious, leaves, bruises, can be identified at times, though the child may or may not speak about it. But some go unrecognized and unnoticed, like the neglect, verbal abuse, sexual abuse and emotional abuse, which can be damaging or harmful to the core, just as damaging as physical abuse or even more. Children may not come out speaking or unable to express about the abuses because of the dependency they have on the abuser, fear or ignorance. As a responsible adults, it is our duty to protect children. The signs of abuse are not always evident, but by learning to observe, identify and recognize the signs of an abuse or a possible abuse, neglect or violence, we can make a child's life change to the better. Because the alert that we get of a possibility of a child being abused and that child may be in need of help and protection. Now let us see about different forms of abuse. Child abuse are of different forms. Whatever the form of abuse may be, like a slap, a kick, a bad mouth scold, a harsh comment, not responding or a cold silence, a child who is disoriented with uncertainty of getting food, etc. Whatever it may be, at the end of the day, the child feels insecure, unsafe, alone and lonely. uncared, and the effect on the child's emotional development is severe. Now let us see about the physical abuse. Physical abuse involves physical harm or injury caused to the child. It is defined as an act of commission by a caregiver that results or is likely to result in physical harm, including death of a child. Physical abuse or physical harm may be a deliberate attempt to hurt the child in a name of punishment. Abusive parents or caregivers or any adults maintain that their actions of punishing the child are one of the forms of disciplining the child to behave properly. But it should be clearly understood that the punishment given to discipline the child is very different from the physical abuse. For example, kicking, biting, shaking the child vigorously, making the child to panic, stabbing, punching, pushing the child against any object or wall, and making the child to be in a certain position for a longer period of time, causing body pain, are all the forms of physical abuse. Although spanking a child may be considered as a disciplinary measure and is considered to be abuse if the child is bruised or injured repeatedly. The main aspect is there are certain components that are associated with physical abuse. The behaviors of the abuser like fickleness, showing anger, and creating fear. Now let us see about fickleness. Fickleness is being unpredictable. The child will never know what the parent or caregiver wants or what makes them angry and how would they react. The child remains in a confusion of not knowing what to do and what not to do. There are no clear picture of rules and boundaries. The child is always walking on the edge, not at all sure of which behavior will invite physical assault. Now let us see about showing anger. Parents or caregivers lash out anger. They pour out anger just to show their control and assert it. They do not think of teaching the child lovingly. The intensity of the abuse depends on the intensity of the anger that they have. Creating fear. Parents and caregivers who are abusers feel that fear controls behavior. Hence, they use fear to control the behavior of the child. They use physical abuse to bring the child on track. In the process of asserting control over children, parents or caregivers are not realizing that children are learning how to escape being punished or hit rather than developing proper behavior. Now let us see the second form of abuse, that is sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is an abuse which involves sexual activity forced on a child by an adult or exposure of the child to any sexual situations or materials. It is important to understand that sexual abuse does not always involve body contact. Whether touching is involved or not, it is considered as sexual abuse even if the child is exposed to sexually abusive situations or materials like pornography, movies of sexual activity. Sexual abuse is whether sexual touching or not causes damage to the child. Further, the abuser causes more damage to the child's emotions by forcing the child to keep the incident a secret, which curbs their ability to reach out and get help. The secret that they are forced to keep makes children isolated, and children have to undergo intensive feeling of shame and guilt. As sexual abuse leads children towards those experiences they are not ready for and is devastating emotionally and physically. Being the victims of sexual abuse, children undergo two aspects such as they are often grieved of shame and guilt, and because of shame they withdraw themselves. Being the victims of sexual abuse, children undergo two aspects such as they are often grieved of shame and guilt, and because of shame they withdraw themselves. Now let us see about often grieved of shame and guilt. Sexually abused children are often distressed with shame and guilt. They take it on themselves for being abused. This guilt and shame will lead to hate themselves and face sexual problems and problems with relationships as well when they grow up. They withdraw themselves. Because of shame and guilt, they withdraw themselves means it makes children find very difficult to come forward because they feel that people may not believe them if they express the sexual abuse that they have undergone. They worry that people may get angry at them and they are afraid that there would be problems in the family if they reveal it. Because of these difficulties, children withdraw themselves. Hence, it is important to consider the issue seriously when children confide about sexual abuse. Now let us see verbal and emotional abuse. Verbal abuse is one of the common types of child abuse. It includes teasing, bullying, yelling, criticizing, constant rejection and hostility. This will make child to feel lonely and alone, uncared and unloved, feel hopeless and worthless. It is also known as psychological or emotional abuse. Coming to emotional abuse, hurting the feelings of a child can be termed as emotional abuse. Emotional abuse causes destruction in a child's life. It ruthlessly harms the mental health and social development of children. Some of the examples of emotional abuses are persistent demeaning, disgracing and shaming, name calling, negative comments, being judgmental, constantly telling the child that they are of no use, not good, worthless, threatening, yelling and scolding, restraining physical touch with the child like no hugs, no kisses or any other signs of affection. Now coming to the child neglect. When the basic needs like food, clothing and proper shelter with sanitation and monitoring is not provided for a child, it is called as child neglect. It is also one of the common types of child abuse. When a parent or a caregiver fails to keep a child safe by depriving the child from the basic needs can also be termed as neglect. Ignoring the child, rejecting the child's needs and wants also comes under child neglect. In this video, we came across the child abuse, its meaning and various forms. In the next video, we will look into the symptoms of abuse and its effects on children. Thank you.